First, I'll go through a few things on where the part is, what parts you'll need, and then just briefly on how to do it. This unit that we have here is a partially complete buggy. And the reason I'm doing it on this one, it's a little bit easier to see the different components. The part that needs to be replaced today is going to be coming off of your hydraulic tank. So if you're looking at the machine from the driving aspect, it'll be on your right side up underneath. So this part's a little bit open, so we might be able to see a little bit here. Right off the tank, there's that hex like nipple. It's actually like a check valve. We're going to remove that and put in a part that I sent everyone. Basically, it's just going to be a nipple, and it's just straight through. It's just going to replace this part here. So the view underneath, if you come in here and look, when you go underneath to the right track and you go up underneath to one of the return lines from the hydraulics, here's a big line that comes in, and this is how the machines are all set up right now. You're going to have your return line coming in, and it goes to I have everything kind of hand tight right now, so that I can show you pretty easily. You're going to have your return line to go to an elbow right up here, and then it goes up to a T, which is that part there, and then toward the rear of the machine there's a nipple and a swiveled hose that comes from your transmission. And then in front of that T, if we go up above, that hex nipple screws right into the tank there. What we're going to do is just remove that hex nipple or check valve and replace it with the part that I showed you previously. So to come back out, what I did here is I just took a floor jack, raised the rear of the machine up, and just put jack stands up under there, and had a treble light so I could see what I'm doing a little bit easier. What I'm going to be using today is just an 1 1/16" wrench, and then an 1 1/8", and then a 10-inch crescent. Here's the part that we're going to replace, and then some Teflon tape. Now, when we come under here, again, you can take, basically, you'll use your 10-inch crescent, and you'll undo this. Right now, all these parts are just hand tight to make the video go a little faster. You just take your hose off here, and what you're going to want is also a drip pan underneath, because this hose will have some fluid in there. It won't be much, but it'd be nice to have a drip pan. And then you'll go ahead and take this off with the 1 1/16" wrench, but with the tight quarters, you're going to have to go and have, say you have your 1 1/16" wrench like this, and then you're going to take your other wrench and use it as like leverage and put the one side in like so, so you can use it as a twisting leverage like that. Otherwise it'll be a little tough to get that part out. So when you do that, you'll take this part off. I'll just unscrew it here, kind of see where we're at. Again, mine was just hand tight, but you want to save that piece, and then this T, and then there's this swiveled hose. It's kind of hard, tight spots. What you're gonna do is take probably your 1 1/16" again and undo that swivel part, and that'll disconnect the hose from the fittings. If I can get this off by hand here. The hose disconnected here. There shouldn't really be too much fluid that comes out of there. Again, I think this whole process you're gonna lose probably a couple ounces. So what you'll do then is once that's undone, you'll take your wrench and put it on your hex nipple here, undo that. It's already loose for me here, so I'll just unscrew it here. Basically, what's gonna be is you see that them going up to where that fitting was now, and that's the part coming off the tank. We'll have that, and then we have. All right, so this is the part that was on there existing, and we're just gonna replace this piece right here with that one. My parts here are all hand tight, so I can show you real quick. What you're going to want to do, this is your T. You want to put some Teflon tape on the threads, and then screw it in so that you have this piece replaces this one. Again, what you'll do is then just reverse the order and go ahead and screw this back onto the tank part, and then that hose from before with the swiveled end will swivel onto here. You'll have your 90-degree here for your return line, and then your return line will go on that, and I'll go through each step there too. Okay, so back underneath the machine, I got the new part put on. And the T, I want the threads facing directly down, and then I got that swiveled piece put back on to the other threads there, and there's Teflon tape on that, and Teflon tape on the part going into the tank. And then I will, you're going to want to put Teflon tape on your pipe thread side of your elbow. The side with the bevel is your tube fitting, and that will go to your hose, and you don't need to put any Teflon in there, but just put Teflon here, and then it'll go, the side with the Teflon will go into your T, and you're gonna tighten that up and have it facing toward the center of the machine. That way you can put your hose back onto there. After all the fittings are tight, okay, I have everything finally all tightened up. You know, and this is roughly how it's going to look. You know, as before, that hose with the swivel coming from your transmission's tight on there. That fitting's tight to the T. The elbow right here is tight on that T. The part we put in, the T is tight to that, and that part is tight to the tank. And then the hose is tight on that elbow there. And I like to make sure that I have this this crimped end pushed up against this metal support here behind the hydraulic tank, so that this return line flows nicely back to the front of the machine. So